Hey, and welcome back to Hollywood to Home, which is not just a master stash for film lovers, but for anyone who wants to crack the hard-won knowledge vault of Hollywood's... I don't know what that next word is. Of Hollywood's most innovative tastemakers. This next episode not only pulls back the curtain on an underappreciated makeup dynasty, but we'll hear directly from one of these legends who brought the face game into the future. This interview has never been released until now, and if you're guessing Max Factor, nope, wasn't Max. I present to you the Westmores. The Westmore makeup game is over 100 years old, and the entire family has made a huge impact on film, TV, and even toys. They pretty much invented Hollywood and makeup, starting with Grandpa George Westmore, setting up Hollywood's first ever makeup department in 1917, working for Errol Flynn and Mary Pickford. And that was just the beginning. Incredibly, the fourth generation of Westmores continue to beautify the biggest stars on films like Once Upon a Time in Hollywood and currently all over social media. From Casablanca to Jurassic Park, from Chaplin to Seven, all bear the mark of Westmore magic. And we'll hear about how Marvin Westmore, George's grandson, revolutionized makeup application on a Ridley Scott blockbuster. George Westmore fathered 6 sons, and all of them became masters of makeup, developing techniques that not only revolutionized film makeup, but the consumer and medical cosmetic industries as well. Monty, Pers, Ern, and Bud all became chief makeup artists at each of the major studios. Not to be outdone, the other two, Westmore's Frank and Wally, worked on cultural touchstones like Sunset Boulevard, Vertigo, Breakfast at Tiffany's, Planet of the Apes, Bonanza, and my all-time favorite, The Munsters. When Pers headed Warner Brothers Makeup, he worked with all the major stars of that time. In fact, his makeup was so detailed, several of his techniques made their way into the medical prosthetic industry. Not to mention, he was celebrated for his work on Casablanca and the Maltese Falcon.
To understand the secrets of beauty, glamour, and personality, we must first review the simple fundamentals.
Brother Ern was known for film noir standouts like Raw Deal and He Walked by Night. He later went on to write a classic makeup tutorial that outlined how specific face shapes should be made up. Techniques that were groundbreaking at the time and are still referenced today. Ern taught us how to shade areas that should recede and highlight areas that should be made more prominent, like cheekbones, all with the goal of balancing proportions to reach a more symmetrical look. Ern was also one of the first people to stress the importance of brow shaping, as it's one of the quickest ways to transform a person's appearance, and a properly arched eyebrow is a valuable asset to every woman's beauty. I can attest to this. Ern's wide-ranging theories and techniques formed a precursor for today's highly advanced contour kits and face mapping. Bud Westmore, who headed up Universal's makeup department, was the go-to artist working on well over 100 films, most notably To Kill a Mockingbird and Kubrick's Spartacus. Bud touched up everyone from James Cagney to Frank Sinatra to John Wayne, and he didn't just work on real-life icons, he also designed the original all-American look for Barbie.
Ideas live forever.
Brother Monty Westmore is best known for Gone with the Wind and, of course, Scarlett O'Hara's classic Hollywood glow-up. Sadly, not only were makeup artists not given screen credit at the time, but the enormous workload of the film is said to have contributed to Monty's early death. Fortunately, he was able to continue the Westmore dynasty in another way. He fathered 3 sons, Michael Westmore, who won an Oscar for Best Makeup for the film Mask, who was also nominated for Raging Bull and was revered for his work on multiple Rocky films. Monty's other son, Monty, with a Y, was also highly regarded, having been nominated for an Academy Award for Steven Spielberg's Hook. He went on to work with Spielberg again and on Jurassic Park, as well as with Richard Attenborough on Chaplin and David Fincher on Seven. That's a pretty impressive range. Last but not least is our friend Marvin Westmore. We'll hear from the legend himself on how he both revolutionized makeup technique as well as what it takes to be a great makeup artist.
One film that I was reading, Blade Runner, Ridley Scott wanted to see a futuristic makeup of the 21st century. The only thing that I could think of at that moment was an airbrush. So he decided that he wanted to see this airbrush spraying on this some snake makeup that we used. This was something that we conjured up at the last minute, and how to film this. She can't see, the camera's in her face. So what we did was the camera cropped the scene just above her elbow. So my hand was down on the elbow. All she had to do was press the little button to let the makeup come out, and I moved the elbow up and down, back and forth as to whatever was needed. And you thought that she was doing it. There is this master makeup artist on the other end.
Next time you see your favorite influencer raving about airbrushing for makeup, you can thank Marvin. But there's more. Here are some great tips on what it takes to become a great makeup artist.
What was the common denominator with all these great makeup artists? Ben Nye was a portrait artist. He worked in pastels. All these greats were artists for openers and became makeup artists as part of their career. So they had all this knowledge of color, form, line, balance, shape. I feel that it's essential for a makeup artist to have some art training and some art background. You don't have to be a Rembrandt, but you should know color in depth. You should know the 3 dimensions of hue and chroma and value. You should know how color translates into black and white and what happens with contrast. You should know color mixing to the nth degree. I know at the school, it's one of the things that we have put into our class, and as part of our promotion, is we put the artist into makeup artist. Otherwise, a person's a makeup technician. To be a true makeup artist, you have to have some art training. Makeup is something that you learn all of your life. I'm continuing. I've been in it 37 years now, and in this class that I'm teaching presently, if I don't learn something once or twice a week, I consider myself dead from the neck up. So there's an approach, a twist, an angle, a technique. There's always something to be learned.
Well-deserved honor of receiving their star on the world-famous Hollywood Walk of Fame.
And there you have it, the legendary Westmore family. If you want to see more exclusive interviews from Hollywood legends, please like and subscribe. The next Hollywood to Home video is queued up, so give it a click and watch now.